Hello everyone, this is Lorraine from Card Creations, and today I'm going to show you a technique on how to cut those fabulous cutouts on the front of our greeting cards. And this one was cut with a nestability, but now I'm going to show you a technique on how to do it using your Cricut. You can cut all sorts of shapes and as many as you would like to produce once you get your template made, and that's what I'm going to show you how to do now. I'm using the George & Basics Shapes Cricut cartridge, and I'm using the oval here on page 114, this oval here, and I have actually turned it 90 degrees on my screen here, and that way it'll cut it going the other direction like you would find on the front of a card. You could cut it either way, whatever design you'd like. So the first thing that you need to do is get a piece of computer paper and attach it to your mat with painter's tape, and that will make a nice hinge on your paper, and that way it'll stay in the same position and you can reproduce this over and over again. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and lay that down, and the first thing I'm going to do is cut my oval on my mat. So I'm going to go ahead and cut. Okay, once you have that cut out, I'm going to go ahead and go back to there, and actually I'm going to load it back in. I still need to figure out how to work my E the way it should be. I have to learn a few steps, but anyway, this will work for you. I've got my oval cut, and I'm going to go ahead and get my piece of cardstock. That's a standard 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and I'm going to lift my computer paper and position my card exactly where I want the cutout to be. Okay? Now, if you want to cut this out several times, what I would recommend is that you label or mark where you actually put your cardstock. And what I would do is just mark the corner of my cardstock on how far down I have actually put my, I'm going to go ahead and lift this. It would be easier to do this. Just going to mark where I attached my card to the mat. Okay, so I'm just going to peel that back and then add one over on this side, just a small piece. Okay, and that's the corner that I will add my cardstock in case I want to reproduce this over and over again. Okay, so now I'm just going to leave my paper folded back, and I'm going to go ahead and go to, go back to cut, and it's going to cut my oval once again in the spot that I had measured. Okay, and I'm going to go to, let's see, I need to go to my menu button and look for last load, which is this one. No. Okay, go ahead and unload that. Back in. I don't want my mat to move, so I'm going to go ahead and put it back in. Alright, and there we have our perfect oval for the front of our card. Now if you would like to cut a mat to go with it, I would just go ahead and get a piece of cardstock and just add it to that section there. This is actually a little too big. Let me see if I can just cut it down real quick. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and set that there. I hope this turns out right. I haven't actually done a mat. Yep, it will. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and press cut. Okay, and press unload. And all we have to do now is add this to the front of our card and just cut a 1/4 inch around the perimeter of our mat. And so instead of being, this is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, you would cut this at 5 1/4 by 4 inches, and there you have your mat. I hope I've taught you a little something special now that you can cut your images on the front of your card, whether it be a top note die cut, an oval, a square, or anything in between. Thanks for watching.